Now it's time for a break so Doug and Strickland can show their wicked good dance moves on TikTok. You just can't unsee that once it's happened.
I want mine so it's completely shiny. I want to get all buffed up. I want to get it all buffed up. So I'm excited, hopefully, that this deal will come together with this woman in the Airstream and her hubby. And if not, at least I found a good fuck buddy. So,
don't tell JJ.
Yeah, I won't say anything.
I once knew a guy who could have been a great golfer, could have gone pro. All he needed was a little time and practice. Decided to go to college instead. At the end of his 4 years, his last semester, he was kicked out. You know what for? He was night putting. Just putting at night with the nice guys on business. Just playing with his putter with the nice guys on business. Most days, they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your two favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
I am now recording.
Yeah, we're doing very technical things here, like throwing a screwdriver into the into my boom to keep it from drifting away.
Well, when I said use a screwdriver to fix it, you misunderstood what I meant. Strickland literally is using a screwdriver as a weight to hold the little arm down his microphone.
That's not what you meant. I didn't know that.
Hey, yesterday I missed the team meeting, our turnkey team meeting, and everybody in our community that's listening to this missed our team meeting too. So don't feel bad, community. But I missed the meeting, not because I didn't alert you to it, but because I was in the process of buying a truck, and the truck was about an hour and a half from my house, and I knew I wasn't going to get back in time for the meeting. Mm-hmm. Okay, I want to say this, and I want to make sure if there's anyone that is out there that's either buying a car and need a negotiating tool, or selling a car and think this is actually going to be a negotiating tool for you, listen up. You're overpaying for a car that you bought and put in bling and all this other shit that didn't work, or is DIYing or rigging the whole thing together. All the stuff that you put into the car, dollar-wise, it is not my problem that you will be upside down with your car when you go to sell it, because the value of a car is the value of the car. So a $5,000 truck that had $5,000 in upgrades put into the truck because you wanted to as the seller does not necessarily make that truck worth $10,000. It could be worth $5,000 still. Okay, on the other side of it, if you are purchasing a car or a truck and you see a car or truck that has $5,000 in bling added to it, meaning they added really cool carpeting and they added all the chrome stuff under the hood and they did the $10,000 paint job. Why would you put lipstick on a pig? Okay. Don't fall for that. Like, gently, I'm going to say this in case he's listening to the podcast, which I don't think that he does, but in the event that he does, he had a truck and he wanted to sell the truck for $5,000 to me. Mm-hmm. And he negotiated it down a little bit. And I said to him, look, I think it's really good. I think you spent too much buying the truck, because he didn't put anything into the truck, but he was still trying to get out of it what he put into it. And it wasn't going to happen. And I just said, hey, look, here's how much I'm offering you. I can't offer you any more than that, because I have to put $3,000 in repairs just to get it up to where you want me to buy the truck to begin with. And I'm not going to do that. So I drove 90 minutes. I checked it out, took a half hour to check it out, and then I got in the car and I drove back.
Oh, so you didn't get it. He didn't want to negotiate the price.
Well, so the car was the truck was $5,200. Mm-hmm. He said 30. By the time I said, hey, look, I think the truck is worth $2,000.
So you're pretty fucking far off, basically.
We were far away. And I explained to him, I said, I'm not trying to be a dick about this. Can I explain to you through my 5 years of doing this? Can I explain to you why I think this truck is valued at $2,000 and not $5,000? And I mentioned to him a half a dozen things that I said would need to be fixed so that somebody would pay the $5,200 that he wanted for the truck. And he goes, yeah, but I don't want to put all that. I'm just gonna sell it. I said, okay, well, you can sell it. I don't think that you're going to get $5,200. He says, well, I already had two people that have offered me whatever, 3,500 or whatever it is. I said, you should have taken it. I said, call them back, see if you can get them back and sell it. He goes, I'm just going to hold out for my price. And I said, I understand what you want to do. I said, but the reality of it is, unless you have somebody that comes to look at this truck and doesn't know what they're talking about,
which could happen, could definitely happen.
Totally could happen. But the problem is there's rust. There's a carburetor issue. There's the car's got some dents. It's got some things that even a guy that doesn't know, or a woman that doesn't know what they're talking about, is still going to see those things and going to say, I don't know how to fix those things. So, it's kind of like the expression, I would never let an emergency on your part constitute urgency on mine.
What year was this truck?
The truck was a 73.
Got it. So it's super fucking old too. Yeah.
And it's funny, relatively speaking, it's a newer truck. It's a newer truck for me. But fortunately, I didn't buy it, not because I wasn't willing to put the time, effort, or energy into it. I just didn't think I would be able to get my money out of it. And I called a buddy of mine, John, who I host Ford Trucks, the Early Years podcast with. And I said, Jonathan, what should I do? He goes, I'll give you a rule of thumb. If I see any rust that is more than surface rust, I don't even mess with it. He said, if you do, rust is like cancer. You can see the stuff that is popped out, but you can't see the stuff that's going on underneath.
Yeah, it's like an iceberg, right? You're only going to see 10% of what's actually happening or something, right?
Totally. So I walked away and that was good. So I would have spent $2,000 on it, because I think I could have spent $2,500 on the rust repair and gotten it up to where I wanted it to be. Mm-hmm. But man, that's months of work. I didn't want to do that. So I came home and I saw another car on Craigslist that wasn't, I didn't see, maybe because of my search results or whatever, a couple of days ago. And there is a 1965 F-250 in Ojai. So it's in my backyard. I'm just waiting to hear from the guy for under $5,000 for the truck.
I'm very glad you found a hobby you enjoy. And personally, I don't think I could possibly have any less interest in it whatsoever. I mean, I'm happy to nod and smile while you talk about it. And again, I appreciate your enthusiasm for it. So, I'm not completely bored listening to you talk about it because of your enthusiasm, but God, it sounds so fucking boring to me. But that's why you and I are very different people. Welcome back. My name is Strickland Bonner, and on the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler. I remember seeing an ad once. I think it was for fucking trucks or something, right? Yeah. And the tagline at the end, like they're showing pictures of nature and the truck carrying all kinds of shit and all that shit, right? And they show a guy and he's fly fishing, right? And he's like in the middle of
another thing you have no interest in.
Exactly. In this beautiful river, and it's like he's in a fucking national park or something.
Another thing you have no interest in.
Exactly. Thank you. You're seeing the trend here, okay? And the tagline is like, as they're showing this guy fly fishing, right? They're like, and if you're not going to do that, you might as well be bowling. And I'm thinking to myself, I rather enjoy bowling. If I was given a choice between bowling and fly fishing, I personally would much rather be bowling. But hey, to each his own.
Well, you in response to me saying to you I was going out and looking at a truck today, you sent back a really interesting message to me, because it then started me going down the rabbit hole. You said I got to get a hobby, and then you mentioned trains, right?
Yeah,
you said
model railroads. Yeah.
And I remember as a kid, now this wasn't any serious kind of train set, but as a kid, I had one of those 4x8 sheets of plywood on two sawhorses in my room, which was only 10x10 to begin with. So it's like, I don't know how I jerry rigged myself around the big piece of plywood in my room, but I did. And you had mentioned it, and I started looking up for you. I started looking up the different pieces, and I saw like a locomotive, $400. And I'm like, $400 could basically be a new transmission in one of these trucks. And you go down this rabbit hole of how much would you be willing. Then you start getting into the people and the town and the little smoke thing and the generator, all the stuff that you would need. You could easily spend $10,000 in model stuff.
Yeah, and especially with what I was thinking if I got into this, which I don't think I will. I just like the cool, like the engineering of it. Like when you get ones that are going over and under and tunnels and through rooms and shit like that, right? But then, like you said, I start looking into it a little bit more, and it's like, okay, here's your beginner's guide. Like,
Right.
do you want to do like turn of the century, or do you want to do it more modern? And it's like all this different, and I'm like, no, I just want it to look cool, right? Like I don't give a fuck.
You don't want to build it. You
up,
just
right?
want the end results. You don't
Right.
want you just want to sit there and hit the button and watch the smoke go up.
Yeah,
you remember,
exactly.
You remember growing up in Baltimore, where we both grew up with Mike Rowe. Do you remember? Do you remember?
All the three of us, we were great friends. By the way, if you ever want to say hi to Mike Rowe, just give us a buzz, because like he's a good buddy of ours.
So do you remember Hess shoes in the Reisterstown Road? Okay, didn't they have a train that went through it, or was that Stewart's that had a train? Remember that big train? Not big, but it was probably bigger than the HO models, like the little tiny ones, but it was not quite life size where you could sit in it, but it was about the size of like I don't know, maybe a shoebox for a Hess shoes. So it was like a shoebox.
I kind of vaguely remember that.
Those were really cool. Or at the on 7 Mile Lane, the fire station that had in the winter.
Ellicott City.
Well, that too. Absolutely. Oh yeah. Holy shit. Yes, I forgot about those.
Right.
Those
Ellicott City had a
did.
fucking Christmas time. They had this monster train garden that was cool as shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I like to go to that. I like to see them, but I don't know. I like big machines. Yeah, and I even thought, I don't have much land. I only have, I think, a half an acre in my backyard. But
you got a good sized backyard.
Well, I mean, it's not like a farm.
No,
not a farm. But I want a tractor. It's like I don't have a farm, but I want one of those like old Ford or old John Deere 4 6-cylinder. I mean, I could probably mow my lawn in like 12 seconds with it, but I don't even know if I could, if I turn it all the way to the left, I don't know that I wouldn't be able to not hit my house.
Yeah, but you see what's cool? It's funny because I think tractors are pretty cool too, but I like the modern ones where like you can turn it hard and it like spins on a dime and shit like that, right? So what I really like going along these lines, right? Like talking about big machines and shit. I've always wanted to get like a Caterpillar, like a fucking earth mover with like goddamn tracks and shit, and just go out and dig up shit and throw stuff around. That'd be cool as shit.
Well, I remember in New Jersey, when I lived in New Jersey, I lived right off the New Jersey Turnpike. I think it was I lived off a couple different exits, 4 and exit 7. And they had the local operating engineers training ground. And it was like this huge fucking sandbox that would have all of these big, the big monster rigs that had the big crane on it. And that would be, what? How cool would that be for like a team building exercise? Like go to like a big old playground and just move around a whole bunch of shit.
Well, interesting that you say that. I didn't look into it for our turnkey meeting because they have a place like that in Vegas.
It's a retreat. I call it a retreat now.
The retreat. They have a place like that in Vegas, and I've never been. But last time I looked it up, it's like $200 an hour per person or some shit. It's like real. I would think I could go down to the A1 rental place and rent a baby Caterpillar that they could deliver to me, and I could just dig the shit out of my backyard for nothing. I mean, not nothing, but a whole lot cheaper than that.
For nothing. Somebody's got to come and fix all the pipes that you fucking broke.
No, well, details. Yeah.
I mean, the whole idea of somebody come and drop it off. It takes you probably 3 hours just to figure out how to operate have you ever seen you ever sat in one, all the knobs and all that stuff?
Yeah, I love that shit though. I want to figure that out.
Well, I would like to figure that out too. And I think, although it would be great to be able to do it with the team, and if anyone on our team is listening to this, we love you, but it's expensive. But Strick, you and I could do it.
I'll be happy to look into it again and check the pricing, but it's been a long time.
I would definitely say it would be worth. I mean, if I could ride in one of those big old tractors, front end loaders or dump trucks, or move a bunch of logs around and all that, that'd be fucking awesome. I would really enjoy that.
I'm trying to figure out what would you do a Google search for that?
I would say
Construction
probably
equipment,
team building construction equipment. Team building construction equipment. There's probably something
Here we
like
go.
that.
Dig This, Vegas. It's called Dig This, the
All right.
world's heavy equipment playground.
Share your
Oh, and they're
screen.
smashing
Share your
cars
screen.
and
Let's make
shit.
this really interesting for all of our nice guy community
Okay,
while you're
hold
doing
on.
that. So
Share.
this is the kind of thing. You know what? This is what brainstorming is all about. You know that? Oh my God. He's showing me the best pictures already.
Right? How cool is that? It's
That
like
is
a
the
video. Oh my
coolest.
God, there's a little
Oh,
kid,
this
like a
little
little
kid
6-year-old
driving it.
kid.
Oh my God. Yes. We totally have to do that.
Oh, yeah. So like
90 minutes, $300.
you have an excavator. Look at that big ass excavator. But yeah, $300 fucking dollars just for 90 minutes of big dig bulldozer, backhoe.
What else they got? Keep
loader,
scrolling down there. I like that skid steer.
excavator.
Yeah, like I would be happy with the skids. And I'd want to. Is there a combo package? A combo package.
Right, like when you go to rent a sports car and they're like, you get one lap in each of these cool cars, right? That's what I want.
So maybe what they do
Wheel
is here's what see that the aggression session. That's exactly.
Yeah. So for 30 minutes, they'll let you crush a car for $750 fucking dollars.
Oh my God. Check
right? That's
that out.
ridiculous.
Well, Strick, you're talking about a town that's ridiculous.
True.
Okay, so they probably here's what I envision. Remember when well, wait a minute. Did you go skydiving with us or no?
No,
Okay.
I didn't. I was actually just talking to my daughter about that.
All right. So when I went skydiving in Vegas, this had to be probably 10 or 12 years ago. When I did that, they first put you through a class. It's not a boring class. It's a pretty interesting class. And then, so they're building up the experience, and they got their guides and their people that do the packs so that they're with you. And then you go out to the airplane and do your dive. In that particular case, I see it says academy. Like I'd want to do something that included, all right, you're going to think I'm crazy here. You like that stuff and I like that stuff too. But I also want to do stuff like I want to learn how to weld.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I've
always thought it would be really cool to learn how to weld because it's like you see guys doing it, right? And it's like, well, it's like solder, right? You just touch it and it goes. It's like, no, it's fucking complicated.
Yeah, there's some. It's an art to welding. But the reason I want to, and the other thing is, I'd love to learn how to paint after welding. So it's the paint, the grind or sand, and then the welding. If I could learn those skills, I could almost do anything in the automotive world. Not that I don't want to be a mechanic or a body shop. Nothing wrong with being a mechanic. I don't have the bones any longer to do that. I know what it's like to work on my truck for 3 hours and I can't move for 4 days after that, So, yeah, I'd be interested in that. Let's learn how to weld. Is there welding classes that you can take a day-long welding class in Vegas?
In Vegas.
Why does it have to be in
wow,
Vegas?
Let's see. You can go out to the brothels. You can go see a show. You can fucking crush a car, or you can learn how to weld.
I want to do all that. I want to checklist all of those things. All those things.
Oh my God!
Are you looking? He's actually looking it up right now. Learn how to weld.
Yeah, but I got to believe that welding, it's like there's Welding Nevada, welding school, right? But that's like to really learn how to weld. It's not like here, take an hour or a couple of hours and just kind of here, 2 short-term training options for becoming a welder. Yeah, you could earn a certificate in welding after studying for a year.
Yeah,
it takes a fucking year.
Well, you have to, that's to get your certificate. But I mean, obviously they have people that you don't have to be certified in order to be a welder, but in order to say you're certified, you have to have the certificate. They do have welding in a day classes, which teaches you probably some of the the ins and outs of welding, the supplies and all that stuff. But to be a really good welder, I'd imagine, kind of like podcasting, Strick, 10,000 hours of practice makes you an expert.
Right.
Anyway, let me share my screen with you for just a quick second, because I want to show you, not that this is going to be of benefit to the people in our community, but so that you can see it. So, oops, where did it go? Let me go back to it. Oops, there it is. So that's the truck. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
That's a nice looking truck. That's the one that you looked at that you didn't buy.
No, this is the one that is on Craigslist right now that I am hoping is still available. I don't know. I'm waiting to hear. Oh, he just sent me a text message back. Let's see. And the answer is, I know it's not morning, but my husband's wait, what? Hold on a second. What's that? I know it's not morning, but what the hell am I talking about? Who's sending me that?
It sounds like your girlfriend is telling you not to come
What?
over because her husband is there.
Oh no, this is, oh gosh, it's so funny. This is the Airstream that we're buying. I like sent her a message. We're in there's a bunch of shit going on in my house.
Apparently, this is new news to me too. You're buying an Airstream?
So, well, so this the backyard thing for us is, hold on, how do I stop sharing here so I can get back here? That was a cool truck though, right?
That's the one that you're looking to buy.
Yes,
right?
that's the one I'm looking to buy.
Truck. Yeah,
okay,
cool.
So I sent a message to let me back up even further than that. We are looking at doing a second home in our backyard.
Right.
The second home in our backyard, after we priced out everything, is going to be between $150,000 and $200,000. Okay.
Which means we're not doing that.
Which means
you're not doing that.
What's the new expression? We're putting a pin in that right now.
Oh, putting a pin in it. Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Doesn't that mean we're kind of putting that up on our board? We're just kind of putting it on our vision board right now.
Let's put a pin in that for a minute. Yeah.
Okay. So I said to JJ, I think this is how it went down. I said to JJ, hey, would you be interested in getting a like an RV or a trailer for our, but not a mobile home, but a trailer that we potentially could take around. I think we discussed this on another episode.
We did.
So she said, well, and we looked at a couple and we're like, nah, these are like big billboards. And they have all these graphics on them and you've seen them drive down the highway and all that. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. So I said, how about an Airstream? And I'm like, okay. She said, okay. So I started looking at Airstreams, and an Airstream that is in the 2015 and later, meaning closer to now, so 2015 and 2023, $120,000.
Get the fuck out! Are you kidding?
$120,000, and there are some $100,000 Airstreams that if you go to airstreammarketplace.com.
Oh, and this is used ones, not
this
new
is
ones?
No, not a new one. Not a new one.
New ones cost even more?
I guess. I haven't looked at any of them.
Airstreams aren't even all that big. Like
they aren't. You
can get trailers nowadays that are just fucking monstrous homes, but an Airstream is not like that.
Okay. So, and an Airstream also isn't like super high. I mean, they have like 6'5", 6'6". So I'm barely able to fit down the center of it. So anyway, so we started looking at Airstreams. We looked them up on Facebook Marketplace and airstreammarketplace.com. And we saw a couple of them that weren't too far from us. So we went and saw one and we really liked it. The one that we saw, which is where the woman that I'm having an affair with we went, JJ and I went down to Oxnard, which is close to our house, about an hour away, and we saw this Airstream, and it was in the 20s. We're like, oh, this is cool. It was a 1978 or 79, something like that.
Oh, now, 20s as in $20,000.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It has been fully renovated, but it hasn't been on the road in several years.
Which you don't care about.
Which I don't care about. We are not taking it on the road. We literally are going to park this in our backyard. We're going to put a deck on it, and we're going to put a little awning over it, and period, the end. That's it. So we went to see it, and she said, let me tell you a couple of things that we don't think work right now, that we need to get like somebody to inspect it, which is a whole other battle, just getting anybody to do anything in California, to come out and visit. So it needs what's called a black water tank, and that is the tank that is used for like poop. Okay. So they had it hooked directly up to county sewage.
Okay.
We don't have a county sewer line that runs to our backyard, and we're not running one just for this, because that would be about $20,000 to run it. So we're not doing that. So we said, okay, let's just get a black tank, and then we'll get a portable, which will last probably a month or two if we have visitors every couple of weeks. And then we can just take the portable, which is literally on wheels, take it to a camping site and empty it every couple of months, which is no big deal. So she had to have somebody come out and inspect it. The inspector came out, and this is where we are in the process. It's taken a month. She goes, I'm just frustrated as I probably know you are. So sorry for the delay, but hopefully getting close. I wrote, it's not a problem, but we're not frustrated, but I imagine you are with the tech stuff. So sorry. We have seen a couple of others like yours. Of course, we don't want to lose the others if for some reason we cannot come to an agreement on the details. And so her message just now was, I know it's not morning, but my husband's coming back shortly after meeting with the RV repair. I'll have news this evening, I promise. So that was the, and she didn't sign it like love and kisses or anything like that. So I don't know what's going
She
on.
didn't like send you naked pictures, right?
No, nothing good like you normally get. None
Right.
of that good stuff.
So when you walk into this Airstream that is a
Yes.
40-year-old Airstream,
Yeah.
it's big enough and comfortable enough for you?
Yeah. Yeah, it actually is. Airstream, they kind of understand how to do it. That you don't need a 4-foot hallway to get you from the front to the back because that's wasted space. They give you a smaller, more narrow hallway, which is the highest part, which is that 6'5", 6'6" part.
Mm-hmm.
I have plenty of room to go down the middle. And on the left and the right side, which is where the kitchen and the bathroom, kitchen on the left, bathroom on the right, and the bedroom is straight towards the back. On the left and right, because there's a counter there and a room that you're walking into the bathroom, you don't have to have it straight up and down. It can be angled, like they're very
round, yeah.
round. It's so fucking cool. They're the coolest things, and as long as they're watertight and the systems work, these things could last forever. And I want mine so it's completely shiny. I want to get it all buffed up. I want to get it all buffed up. So I'm excited. Hopefully that this deal will come together with this woman in the Airstream and her hubby.
Now, is the one that you're looking at is all shiny or it's not all shiny?
And if not, at least I found a good fuck buddy. So.
Don't tell JJ.
Yeah, I won't say anything. That was so funny because I'm waiting for a message from the same area code, that 805 area code for the 65 truck, but haven't heard back from them yet. I hope it's available. I really do. It's in Ojai. That would be super, super cool.
Your hobbies and things you're getting into, they're big machines, big stuff, big things.
Well, you see what I tend to do with the stuff that's the big machines. Do you think that financially it was for my truck and my Mustang? Do you think that they were good investments for me?
Look, I think if it's something that you enjoy putting time and energy into, it's a good investment, having nothing to do with the financial gain that you may get from selling them.
Totally agree. And how about the financial? And I agree. Had there been no money attached to my Mustang or my truck, then I would still be enjoying the hobby. The fact that I'm able to rent them out and I have a podcast for my car and my truck, which are both sponsored and I'm getting money for, the fact that all of that is coming together, it's like, that's fucking awesome. That's great. I get free parts, free supplies, free services. I get paid to have advertisers on the show, and the car and the truck, they get rented out, a handful of times, both a year.
Gotta love it.
So why not have a hobby that pays? Mm-hmm. So I don't know that we're going to make, I know that we're not intending to make any money from the Airstream, but if we go sideways on it, we could end up, there's a place called Caravan Outpost. You should check this place out online. Caravan Outpost in Ojai.
Okay.
It is a place where you go that it's kind of like an oasis. It's in an industrial area, but it's all planted with trees and palms and all these things. And it's 10 Airstreams in this area with a service building, and a big shower house. And they rent these things out. I think you'll have to tell me what the price is, but I'm pretty sure they rent out for like $250
a night.
Something like that.
And they're all like, it's super shiny Airstreams.
I like those
really
shiny
cool.
ones. For those in our community, if you want to see what we're looking at, go to Caravan. Is it caravanoutpost.com?
Caravan Outpost Ojai, OJAI.com.
Yeah, this concept is really, really cool. I think this couple bought a little piece of property in an industrial area, which was not super, super expensive, and they developed it so that it's in an existing building. The bath or the shower house and the bathrooms and the little store are in an existing building that was there, kind of like a farmhouse, big farmhouse. And then they developed all this land, and they put in almost like these little stalls the airstreams, and I believe they're all the same airstream.
Yeah, it looks
And
like they've got an overhead picture. It looks like it's all the same. And the prices start at $179 a night, which is pretty reasonable.
they're really cool.
Oh, here we go. Here's all the pictures. It looks really nice. It looks like more modern airstreams, but they look really nice.
Yeah, they're all I think they're all 2020 and later. They're not like the ones that we're looking at, but also they get a lot more traffic. I mean, they're rented out.
Yeah.
They're sold out a lot.
Yeah. Cool big bed in the front, because you don't have to worry about like a cabin to drive it, because it's just a trailer one.
Yep, exactly.
That's really nice. That looks really cool.
So we'll use some of the ideas for what they've done on the interior, because the interiors are basically the same that they were way back when. The appliances are a little bit more modern, but for the most part, everything else is the same in these things.
So you're going to like Airbnb it and take business away from them. Like you're going to be the budget version. Hey, if you don't want to spend that much money on a modern one, how about one that's 40 years old at half the price for the night, right?
Right. You can't take a dump in ours because we have no tank.
Details.
There will be no dumping.
Oh my. Anyway. So now that we've talked about what the hell is going on in our lives. Oh, we haven't actually. I mean, we've talked about what's going on in your life. Do you know what tomorrow is?
Tomorrow, I believe, if I remember correctly, is the first day that you have your first band gig. Is that right?
That is correct. It is.
Is that tomorrow as of the recording of this, or tomorrow as of the airing of this?
No, today, as of the publication.
Tonight, right.
Friday. It's Friday, yes. 5 to 7. So it's like a happy hour thing. My debut with Flashback. This is a band that's been around for a while, but they haven't played in a while because they didn't have a singer and another guitar player. And so it's my debut with the band today at Mulligan's, which is like a bar and restaurant that is on a golf course that is part of a senior community. So I went last week. No, it's funny as shit, because we do mostly like fucking 50s and 60s and 70s and oldies and shit, right?
Wait, who's going to be in the audience? Who's in the audience?
Well, I went last week to Mulligan's to go check it out, to see the room, and the other guys in the band were there too. We were just like, hey, checking it all out. And he's like, yeah, the acoustics in here, it's like everything's the glass walls and it's like everything's, I'm like, no, this is no big deal. And he's like, no, it's going to reverberate everywhere. Doug, did you ever play the Reagan Center?
Oh my God, you're going to say that.
Right.
That's the worst fucking room ever. Round and round. First of all, it's round. Second of all, it's marble and glass. Mm-hmm. It's like the worst
marble floors,
and like
glass all around,
ceiling.
And the ceiling is literally 100 fucking feet high.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm like, guys, this is nothing compared to the Reagan Center or other similar shitty, horrible acoustically horrible places. Yes.
Oh, okay. So you're okay with the room?
Oh, yeah, it's totally fine. It's no big deal.
They were concerned, and you said, no, you're fine.
Right. You're talking to an expert here.
I think a lot of times what happens is people go into a room that is probably what we would consider as musicians or DJs or whatever you want to consider my level of untalent, and they go in there into these rooms and they think it's going to be horrible sound. And I agree. If you go in there with the wrong sound system, like if you put two booming speakers in a room like that, like all your power's coming from one spot, it's going to be challenging. If you put smaller speakers around the room, actually some of them even pointed towards you, you actually could have a positive listening experience, couldn't you?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. It just takes a lot to get it right.
All right. So, but more importantly, the question is, you told me about the room. Did you tell me about the audience?
Yeah. So that's the thing. It is in a community. It's a golf course, but it's like a golf course community, like a Sun City, Del Webb, fucking retirement, whatever. So we went, I mean, I think when we went, there were probably 80, 90 people there, right? I mean, pretty good.
80, 90-year-olds?
No, 80 or 90 people. And I've been told it'll be packed for us because people are really love the band and they've been asking.
Okay.
I can't remember seeing anybody in the room that was under 40.
Well, that's fine. That's
and
fine.
Not many people under 50 either. It's mostly 60 and 70.
All right. So you're going to be like pushing Ensure.
Yeah, exactly.
And Depends. Okay. Hey, we're the band. We're sponsored by Ensure, Fiber Drink, and Depends Undergarments.
Exactly. Exactly. But hey, they've already got a following. It's going to be lots of people, and it's going to be super fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
I mean, let's look at the positive. Strick, you'll be home by 6:30.
You see, that's the amazing thing. When they told me it's 5 to 7, I'm like, oh shit. Like I could finish up my band gig, pack up, and go out for a couple of beers and still get home in time for bed.
And go out for another band gig.
Right? I could do another band gig. Exactly. No doubt.
The band that you're going to be playing in is actually the only band that I think I would qualify for playing in. That's the best. I wouldn't fall asleep as I'm breaking down the equipment.
Right? Exactly.
Did you say breaking down equipment or breaking a hip? I didn't understand. What did you say?
Yeah.
That's going to be so good. You're going to enjoy that. This is actually a really good environment for you to be in because first of all, there's no danger of you actually picking up anybody.
True.
They're going to be looking at you and saying, you whippersnappers. You.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yep, that's it exactly.
Dear Lord.
And this is, this is another hobby that I love to get back into, right? Because I'm such a geek for gear and shit, right? Like as soon as I got in this band, I'm like, ooh, well, I need a new amp, and ooh, I need a new wireless for it's like all this stupid little shit that I can justify buying now because I'm playing in a band that, I think the gig pays for the whole band. And by the way, there are 5 of us in the band. I think it pays $300. So it's like $75 a guy. So it's like, I spend $1,000 on new gear for my $75 gig, right? It'll only take me a year to pay back for the gear, but I don't care. It's
my God, that's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. I'm glad that you do have a hobby. Your hobby is your band. Forget the mobile train. I mean the
train shit.
It's train model trains.
Too expensive.
You don't need those.
I don't need it. Shit.
Hey, I don't know if you had a chance. I know this is really taken like a completely different direction, but have you listened to the latest episode of Content with Character, Emily's episode?
No, I did comment on it. She made a Facebook post about it, and it was what the hell was it now? I can't remember.
It was a couple of days ago, and you're talking about the 6 styles of procrastination. I thought it was really well done. Emily, doing a great job. You are really giving podcasting the proper name. Unfortunately, Strick and I are on the other side.
Right. It's like a tug of war where Emily is trying to pull podcasts into the mainstream with good, useful information that will be helpful. Yet Doug and I are at the other end pulling as hard as we can to make sure that it is just completely useless shit. Yeah.
Screaming and kicking the other way. We're kind of in the category of like the show Guys We Fucked, but and Emily is over there with like I don't know what's the guy that does Malcolm Gladwell.
Right, revisionist history. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, there's a new podcast I've been listening to. Oh, by the way, so Emily, great job. I really did. I don't want to give away any of the. I don't even want to tease it because I think that if you want to listen to a really well put together podcast and you feel like to any degree you're a procrastinator, just go over to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, type in Emily Aborn or Content with Character, and it'll come up. And listen to the show because she does a really good job. Now, I'm not a procrastinator, so sorry, Emily, I couldn't relate to any of the 6 different. Or are you a procrastinator, Strickland?
Oh yeah, you don't procrastinate at anything. I totally get that, but I absolutely am.
Totally.
That's why I need to listen to the episode. I just haven't yet.
Yeah. So if you're in our audience and you put yourself in the category somehow of procrastinator, figure out which procrastinator that you are. And Emily, what's really nice is she doesn't spend the entire episode saying, like, teasing each of the next ones that are coming. She says right up in the beginning, here are the 6 and a little bit of a description of each one. And then she gets into each one and works her way through it. As a matter of fact, it was a 2-part episode, but don't fear, you don't have to listen to both episodes. They both are standalone. You can listen to either episode on their very own. I didn't listen to the other one, but I heard her say that, and I was relieved because I'm like, no, I just want to hear what the 6 are because I want to hear who everybody else in this world is because I know I'm not a procrastinator. So
Yeah.
listen to it. Listen to it.
Definitely.
What else did I want to talk about? Oh, so two new shows I've been watching. One you're gonna hate, and the other one you're only gonna detest.
Okay, I'm excited.
Okay, so brought to you by, I believe, the same writer or creator of Downton Abbey.
I'm falling asleep already, but go ahead.
The Gilded Age. I don't know if you've even seen or heard of The Gilded Age.
I've not. No.
Okay. So JJ found the show for us, and I think it's from, can you look up and see if The Gilded Age is by the same writer as Downton Abbey? I forget if it is or not. But it's got some really good characters, and they're doing a great job of character development. And it's not, I'm trying to, as they go through and making references to things that were in that time of life. Like they said, one of the things, let's see, what did she say? She said something like, if I'm curiouser and curiouser like Alice. Okay. So do you know what that is a reference to? Alice in
Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland. And I'm like, hold on. The show takes place in like 1865. What year was Alice in Wonderland written? Wasn't it written in the 1920s? So I'm fact checking and I'm like, nope, it was written like in 1860, whatever, 1868 or 1865. I forget. Anyway, it was around the time. They also made a reference to the Statue of Liberty. And I'm like, hold up. I know the Statue of Liberty did not happen. And I'm like, fuck, they got me again. So they've really done a good job of even the obvious thing. Maybe there are other facts that I don't know, but of course, there's many facts that I don't know, but the things that I've tried to call them on the carpet, call them to the carpet on, they've gotten it right down on the money. Does it? Are you looking? Exactly. All right, I'll get to the second one, but tell me, is that the same writer, or do you not know?
I looked it up, and it does not say. It doesn't say anything referencing Downton Abbey. I see the producer and the creator, and all. It doesn't say anything about that. Now, there is one. Did I tell you about The Great? That was about Catherine the Great?
You may have. Remind me.
Okay. This is one, surprisingly, I enjoyed, because anything that would be considered a period piece, you have to drag me kicking and screaming to watch any of it.
Really?
But my daughter was watching it, and The Great is it's set like Catherine the Great, right? Like
right.
Russia in the, I don't know, 1700s or something.
I might like this one.
But it's more, it's not like a broad comedy, but it is really,
it's a comedy.
It is kind of a comedy
in the era of the plague.
You have right. It's very hard to describe, because yes, it is a period drama, right? And it does follow the dramatic, historic, kind of loosely, so apparently, but it's very well written, and they put kind of a modern twist on it. It's hard to describe. You got to watch it. It is definitely different, but I really, really enjoyed it. Where if I sit for 10 minutes and watch Downton Abbey, it's like I might as well just take, a couple of fucking sleeping pills, because I will be fucking out.
I was Googling it, the difference between Downton Abbey and the Gilded Age, and it says they're essentially the same shows in different fonts. It's such a great way. Such a
good
great
description.
Way of
Yeah,
it's a perfect. It is the perfect description of it. But the Gilded Age setting begets more dramatic intrigue than what Downton's time period and location have to offer. It's true. It's set right in the middle. The Gilded Age is set right in the middle of New York City, Central Park. And or Central Park West or East or whatever it is, and without getting into the entire storyline, it's basically old money versus new money drama, and it's kind of fun, but it's the same kind of like, the same like, is this really a conflict here? They lost their dog. Is this really a conflict that we're going to talk about? Okay, so that was show number one. Show number two that I think you may only detest and not really hate as much as The Gilded Age. Have you watched Working Moms yet?
It's interesting. I remember putting that on my watch list, and I might have watched an episode or two. It looked interesting. It looks pretty funny. I have not actually gotten into it, but if you're liking it, maybe I'll jump back into it and try again.
I do. It took a moment to kind of understand the direction, but there's a lot of good character development that's going on, and it is about several different storylines that go on all at the same time. It's just dealing with the different people, and then the in common storyline is that they have this friendship. So it is interesting. And what I like best about it, well, two things I like best about it. One, it's a short series, so it's a short show.
Short
so it's only like short
30-minute
episodes. Thanks.
or something.
Yeah, it's under 30 minutes for each episode, but it's long in seasons. It's 7 seasons, and they may be doing an 8th. I like that because I like to get pulled into the, I know you didn't like Breaking Bad or Better Get Saul, but those were long series also. And you kind of have, you got to spend, it's an investment. If you don't like it after a few episodes, dump it, because it doesn't, at least in what I've seen so far, it hasn't really changed in the first handful of episodes. It's the same stuff, but it's good stuff nonetheless.
Okay. I've been watching Sweet Tooth on Netflix.
All right. Tell me about Sweet Tooth.
It's like a sci-fi-ish, like a post-apocalyptic, but not dark. It's not like a really sci-fi dark.
Got a kid with antlers.
Yeah, kids with antlers. Exactly. Yeah, it's interesting. It's pretty good though. I like it so far. But there's only 2 seasons, and I think they're coming out with a 3rd season, but they don't have a date for it yet.
All right,
and the season's only like 8 or 9 episodes. There's only like 18.
So what's like? How did the kid get horns? That would be the first thing.
Well, it's okay. So here's the pieces that they kind of roll out as you're going. It is like a plague basically took over the world and killed 98% of the population, and it happened at exactly the same time that kids started being born, like just crazy, miraculously, nobody knows why, that were like hybrid kids, like a human mixed with a pig, or mixed with a deer, or mixed with a turtle, and nobody had any explanation other than they came at the same time. In other words, the plague came just as these hybrids came out, and so it's really about like, one group of people that are hunting down the hybrids, and they're trying to find a cure, but it's heartwarming. It's a very good movie. It's well done.
All right. And only 2 seasons of it. So
only 2 seasons.
You probably, and is it long episodes or short?
Yeah, it's like hour-long episodes.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. Well, that's a nice thing about the Gilded Age also. Plenty of nap time during it if your spouse likes to watch it, because they are like hour-long episodes. I'm like, that's a lot of investment. We try to do 2 episodes of anything that we do just to kind of it's hard to stop and start. But doing 2 episodes of the Gilded Age, that's an investment every night. It really is. I wanted to talk to you about, did you have anything else?
No.
Okay. I know that we usually reserve the tail end of the podcast, unless we really have a hot topic politically that we need to talk about. We would bring it up at the beginning, but I really got to understand this. I'm trying to get my arms around this a little bit more. So the Republican nomination has basically, it's not going to be what's her name? Nikki Blair? What the hell's her name? Nikki Haley. Right. So Nikki Haley, it's basically, I think NPR called it that Reagan is going to, Reagan. Where the hell did that come from?
Damn.
Wow. What the hell is the other guy's name? Trump. Trump is going to get the Republican nomination. Is there anything that would stop him from getting it at this point?
So interesting that you say that, because I was watching the results from New Hampshire, and I was thinking, Trump got like 44% and Haley got Trump got 54%. Nikki Haley got like 43%. So she's like 10, 11 points behind. And I'm thinking to myself, that's a pretty fucking good showing. Why is everybody writing her off? But then I listened to the episode of The Daily.
Yeah.
That you probably listened to.
Because
the episode of The Daily was titled, why Donald Trump has the nomination.
Right.
And I think they explained it incredibly well. They basically said that Nikki Haley got the number of votes that she got because New Hampshire is relatively like centrist. In other words, there's a huge population of independent voters. Like 40% of voters there are independent.
Yep.
But even though Nikki Haley got a whole bunch of those, it was only she got a tiny percentage of the Republican voters.
Right.
And most states have a small percentage of independent voters. So like if Trump gets 80% of the Republican vote in every state, he's going to crush her completely because there aren't enough independent voters. And as much as I don't like that answer, it makes sense as to why she's kind
Well,
of
and I also
doesn't have a
like,
chance.
and maybe you can shed a little bit of light on this because they also did on the Daily, again, another Nice Guys on Business favorite podcast to listen to. I do like the Journal also. The Journal, you turned me on to the Journal. I listen to them every day as well. There's two shows that I listen to every morning. One of them, unless something is going on in my life or I oversleep or whatever, I always listen to the Daily and I always listen to the Journal. The Journal is a slightly different version of the Daily, but basically it's the same political spin, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah. I don't like the Journal as much. We talked about that. I don't think they go into enough detail in general, but it's pretty good. One thing about the Daily, okay, it's like, hi, I'm Michael Barbaro for the Daily, and somebody will be talking, right? Like, okay, so the here it'll be like this. This is what I hear sometimes, right?
Yeah.
The person that he's interviewing is talking like this, talking like this, and then in the middle of them talking, you'll hear Michael Barbaro go, and it's that fucking loud, right? It's like, okay, I get that he wants to react, affirm, but why wouldn't they fix that in the mix? Every time I hear it, it's like him just going, like affirming or, oh, really? It seems like maybe it's just me. Seems like it's always, and they've got 30 fucking people working on that show. Can't they get the mix right? Hell, you and I do better than that, and we don't even mix it.
I know. I said to one of our clients that is doing a show right now, I will not name the show, but if you guys want to listen to all whatever 50, 60, 70 clients that we have, you can figure it out by listening. He would. Oh, there you go. I just narrowed it down. It's a male. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we got that. So
now you only have let's see, 40 shows to listen to.
So he would break in to not break in, but he would do that. He would say, oh yeah, so I understand. Or he would make a comment. And I said to him, let's just call him John for a second. I said, John, do me a favor. When the client, do you a favor, because you're not doing it for me. I'm just telling you, this is really hard for the listener to hear when you ask a question and the guest is answering the question and you want to affirm them and you say, you break the connection between your audience and your guest.
Right.
Even just for a split second, it brings them out of the I'm a fly on the wall, and it puts them into the environment of, oh, what did John just say? I said, when you ask the question, hit your mute button. When you want to ask your next question, hit it again. And while he's answering, you can say whatever you want because nobody can hear you. And I feel the same way about, look, I'm trying to be generous with Michael Barbaro because he does make a huge impact on the podcasting space, all positive for us. But my generosity has to end with, when your engineer or your editor is putting this together, why don't they just eliminate that? Or even better, if you still want to hear it, put it back here.
Right. That's it exactly. And I'm really not trying to dig on Michael Barbaro. I mean, if it was my show and I was mixing it, I would change that. But it's not like, oh my God, it's fucking horrible. I just notice it. But when I'm editing shows, sometimes I will literally mute half of those, right? Because it's like the host is not going to go, hey, wait a minute. I said, oh yeah. And they're not going to fucking remember, right? And it just cleans it up. But the other thing I tell people, if you're doing the interview, if you're on video, nod to them. Like I get the sensation of wanting to to confirm with them that, oh my gosh, I'm connecting and you're right. You don't have to fucking say it. Just nod and they will see it and it won't interrupt.
It's so funny. We've been doing this a long time, almost 1,500 episodes with our show, and God, thousands, probably, is it over 10? I always tell everybody we have produced over 10,000 client episodes. Is that factual?
Honestly, I wouldn't doubt it, but I really don't know. Tell you the truth, I would have to be.
Anyway, I tell them as they are getting ready for this, I'm like, I've done so many of these, it all becomes second nature. And I'll say something like, hey, when you're about to affirm somebody, just go ahead and hit the mute button and say, I'm here. I'm always nodding because I'm always on video even though again, tell all my guests, look, I'm going to capture the video, but I'm not going to use it because I want to be able to see you and understand when you're going to take pauses. Sometimes people's body language leads me to believe when they're going to be finished with their thought. There's some people that are pause prone, and they say, and I'm like, I'm filling the blank of empty space, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you got a guy like me and a pauser, it's horrible for me because I keep thinking, am I supposed to talk here? Am I supposed to talk?
Okay, so we got completely off topic already.
Yeah,
we were talking about
politics.
the politics.
So I wanted to understand, like, from your perspective, because I'm not a politically educated guy. I know enough only because we have these conversations. But had we not had these conversations, I don't know. So we're going to be having an election very much like we had in 2000. And so I'm wondering, like, what, I know we're all wondering this, like, where are we heading exactly? Are we heading in the same situation that we were heading in before, where Trump is going to basically win by 1 percentage point or whatever it's going to be?
Look, I don't fucking know. I'm not going to get into the details of the Electoral College because I think it's just a total fucking mess and it should be thrown out. Yeah, it's going to be really goddamn interesting. I would love to think that between now and November 4th or 5th or something, whenever the election is, that something is going to happen to Trump. Like he'll get convicted on one of the 91 counts that he's up for. But realistically, it's not going to fucking happen. And even if it does, I don't think it's going to keep him from running. I don't think any conviction that he gets is going to actually legally preclude him from being on the ballot.
Okay. And why have we not, I mean, and maybe it's just because we're being overshadowed by the entire GOP nomination and all the other stuff yet. But when are we even going to get back to hearing about all the other stuff that's been going on? Because that's been completely out of the news. You know what's been out of the news? The war in Ukraine. Haven't heard about it in months.
Yeah.
I haven't heard in weeks. I haven't heard anything about Hamas except for who's the new group that is against the Israelis right now?
The Houthis.
Houthis. Haven't heard about the Houthis in a couple of weeks now. And I haven't heard anything about Trump and his trials. All I'm hearing about is it's so interesting how news cycles fucking work. It's
so interesting you say that because I totally agree. Do you remember before, what was it, October 7th or whatever, that Hamas attacked Israel?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. A week before that and a month before that, do you remember the news we were hearing out of Israel?
No.
It was hundreds of thousands of people protesting in the street. And I could be remembering this wrong, but this is what I remember. For weeks upon weeks, because Netanyahu was trying to push through new legislation that would give the courts less power.
Right.
So basically, you got a lot of people in Israel who are really, really fucking pissed at Netanyahu. And for a long time, this wasn't like a one-time thing. This was like weeks upon weeks upon weeks. But as soon as Hamas comes in and kills 1,200, we are unified and we are all against that, and nobody's worried because it's not nearly as important. Now, I'm not saying that in a way of like we're stupid. Like, I think this might have been a daily episode. I heard an episode about why didn't Israel know, right? Like they put a ridiculous amount of money into security and knowing exactly what's going on. How did they not know about this attack? And apparently there was an intelligence analyst that was aware. Like she didn't know when it was going to happen, but she's like, dude, they are fucking planning this. I can see exactly what they're doing. And everybody in the Defense Department was like, no. I'm dying to know. Like, if I'm Netanyahu, if I'm that guy, and somebody tells me about this, I might think to myself, well, shit, this could be good for me. Like, they're not going to remember all this shit if they come in and fucking do this, Hamas comes in and starts kicking ass, then nobody's going to care about what laws I pass. It's all going to be us versus them.
Weren't the laws giving Netanyahu and his like surrounding guys more power, and the judiciary system or the legislature less power? And it's like it was more power when it came to like things like defense, because Netanyahu, I think he's a pretty trigger happy kind of guy, and I think I want Netanyahu at the helm when something like that happens, and you need a trigger happy guy, because if you have someone that is passive or a little bit more, well, passive is a good word for it. If you have somebody that's passive in there, I don't know that you're going to get the right results. I think I'm not saying I want any innocent people to die, and I don't want there to be any kind of genocide, and I don't think that that's what the intention is with Netanyahu and his crew. But I want somebody that's pretty forceful in that seat when it comes down to it. If I have 1,500 of my people, killed.
Right. Civilians. Oh, I get it. But the laws he was trying to pass it was that exactly. It was basically if the judiciary, like if the judges make decisions on laws and Netanyahu doesn't like it, he can basically tell them to fuck themselves and change the law any way he wants. That's what he was trying to do. And that's what everybody was saying. No, this is too much. This is too much. But it's just it's so fucked up for anybody out there who is either hard on the side of Israel or hard on the side of I don't think anybody's for Hamas, but for the
Palestinians.
Thank you, Palestinians. Dude, to me, I'm fucking standing back and saying that, look, nobody's right, because I agree with you 100%, right? Like Hamas comes in, let's say I'm Israel, right? Hamas comes in and they killed fucking 1,200 civilians, right? So we, Israel, I'll call us we, right? Taking that side. We go in and we're like, fuck you, Hamas has got to get out, and then we can talk, right? About Palestinians having a place, but Hamas has got to get out first. And Hamas is like, fuck you. And Israel's like, look, your entire existence is all about wiping us off the map. Now, with you still in power, Hamas, what the fuck do you want me to do? You just like hang back and build a bigger fucking wall and wait for you to wipe me off the map? You know what, Hamas? If you say to me, hey, I'm going to change my mind, and our entire goal for living is no longer to wipe Israel off the map, okay, maybe I'll consider it, but fuck no, fuck you. But on the other side, right, Hamas is like, you guys, Israel, you control everything in the West Bank, our fucking water and our food and our electricity, and you have been fucking us for years. You basically are killing us over here. We had to do something. Okay, what's something? Killing 1,200 civilians? Like, and their answer would be, well, we tried everything else. You wouldn't fucking listen. So we had to do something to make you listen. It is a no fucking win situation.
Well, that's just it. It's a no-win situation, because I think where Hamas's perspective is, and again, I'm not educated as much as I could be in this, but Hamas's whole philosophy is we do not believe that Israel should have the right to have their own state, their own country. Right. So because of that, we're going to do everything we can to recapture that land, and part of that land is Palestine. And we want to wipe Israel off the map, because if we don't wipe Israel off the map, we're not going to be true to ourselves, which says that we don't believe that you have the right to occupy the territory that you're occupying. So you must be gone. And their whole philosophy is based upon destroying, wiping Israel off the map.
Right. And if I'm Israel, I'm going to say, look, do I want to be at war? No. But I can't have this guy on the other side of my fence that wants to fucking kill me forever, every day. Like, what are you going to do? It's a no-win. It's so bad.
I don't want to have to worry when I go to my son's bar mitzvah that I'm going to be wiped off the map. Look, when I am at the deli, when I'm eating my corned beef sandwich, when I am at the bank or controlling the media or running the movies, I don't want anybody. Hey, look, I'm stereotyping because I am in the stereotype. That is okay. It is fine. When I am trying to be a hard money lender, I don't want you guys fucking with me.
Okay, let's get back to U.S. politics, because I want to make one quick comment. We're not going to get deep into this, because I know people can probably tell by the tone of my voice. Yes, I'm getting ready to fucking dig on Trump. I have a question for you, a hypothetical question.
For me, I know you're not for them in general. For them, for me personally, you have a question.
You personally.
Oh, okay, good.
I know
I'm good.
You're not all that political, but can you remember a past president, Democrat or Republican?
Okay.
Obama, either of the Bushes, Clinton, Reagan. Right?
I can go back to
Jimmy
Johnson.
Carter,
That's as far
Gerald
as I can
Ford.
go back. I can go back to Johnson. That's as far as I can go back, though.
Fucking Johnson. Okay, let's stop at Jimmy Carter because I don't want to get into Nixon with this question.
In the 70s, right? Okay, in the 70s, Jimmy Carter. Okay. I'm there. I can remember him.
Are you aware of any president that after he was out of office, that the people who worked for him, like his cabinet members, right? Mm-hmm. The people that he appointed to support him and back him and help him run the country, that his cabinet members came out afterwards and said, you know what? The guy's a fucking idiot. He's not fit to be president.
I got one.
Yeah.
I have one, Nixon.
And right. And that's why I say you got to stop at Nixon. Nixon obviously was fucking disgraced.
Right.
Yes.
Well, okay. So I have a second, but not because of any illicit activities, but just because they didn't have the confidence in him as the leader, and that was Ford.
Okay.
But so I can see that. So Nixon and Ford, those
the thing with Ford, for those of you who are not as fucking old as Doug and I,
he took over because
he was not elected, right? Ford was put in because Nixon stepped down. Right. So that's actually not that surprising, and it makes sense, right? Ford was in for like 2 years, but he didn't get elected and lost to Jimmy Carter. So a lot of people probably didn't have the confidence in him.
All right, hold on. I have another, and it was so bad that I felt like even though he wasn't president, Gore would have been the guy. So gotta go Gore. No, actually, if Gore were president, I think things would be so different. If Gore were president, we would have a softer, gentler world. Like Gore is kind of like, I wouldn't want to have Gore in office when we go to war. Okay. Because he would solve it by throwing daisies on the VW Beetles of all of the enemies. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me think about it. Let's go through a number of the presidents. So I think that although he wasn't my party, I think that Bush, I think they probably did an okay job of running the world.
Well, it's not, and I'm not looking for like your opinion or my opinion of how they ran things. It is when, someone like if Bush, either of the Bushes, they brought somebody on to be their chief of staff, to be their whatever, to be in their cabinet. So and then after the fact, those cabinet members said, you know what, that guy's a fucking idiot. I would never want him back in office again.
I think the younger Bush's cabinet members probably said, damn, that guy was a drunk. I think that probably happened. I think the older Bush, no, I don't think we got that. I don't think we got that from Reagan's cabinet. Definitely didn't get that from Reagan's cabinet. Mm-hmm. I think that, let's see, who else has there been? I don't think that we got that from Obama's cabinet. I think he was probably solid with his peeps. Who else was after? I know we got it from Trump.
Well, that's the thing. And again, I know I sound like a fucking broken record, but this is what kills me. The Republican nominee for president coming up this year that everybody is backing and that a lot of people are going to vote for. Here are some of the comments. And this is not his detractors. This isn't the fucking left-wing liberal media talking. Okay. These are guys who were in his cabinet, worked for him, presumably liked him or they wouldn't have gone to work for him, presumably felt that he was a good leader when they first started or they wouldn't have gone to work for him, and now are saying things like, the American people deserve to know that President Trump asked me to put him over my oath of the Constitution. Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States. Attorney General Bill Barr, someone who engaged in that kind of bullying about a process that is fundamental to our system and to our self-government, shouldn't be anywhere near the Oval Office. Secretary of Defense James Mathis, Donald Trump is the first president in my lifetime who does not try to unite the American people, does not even pretend to try. He tries to divide us. His Secretary of Defense, Mark Esper, I think he's unfit for office. He puts himself before country. His actions are all about him and not about the country. And then, of course, I believe he has integrity and character issues as well. That's just 5 of 24 members of his cabinet who are not just like indifferent and not even saying, you know what, no comment. No, 24 fucking people that work for him are all like, this guy should not be running the fucking country again.
You know what's fucking amazing? Can I tell you the most amazing thing? Jimmy Carter is 99 years old.
Wow.
He was born in 1924.
That's ridiculous.
That's fucking crazy. There have been 2 other presidents were after him president that have already died.
Mm-hmm.
Reagan and Bush. I didn't know that George Bush is dead.
The first George Senior,
yeah, George Senior. No, it's George Junior that we are okay if he died. George Senior. No, I don't know how he's still alive with his cirrhosis of his liver. I mean, it's got to be like a rock hard liver. It's got to be.
Yeah.
And I don't understand who took that photo of Bush for the Wikipedia, because that is I'm sorry, not Bush, but Donald Trump. It's actually almost it's almost presidential of him in this photo.
Oh, well, I'm sure, it's somebody that is like behind him and likes him and thinks.
I wonder if Jack Artsman took that photo, because Jack would probably get a good shot of him.
He would take credit for it, even if he didn't actually take the shot.
That's very true.
Yeah,
very true. Hey, do we have any voicemails? Just curious.
Oh, or if he doesn't take credit for it, he's like, oh yeah, I know the photographer that took that. I taught him that. He only took that great picture because I taught him everything he knows. We have one voicemail. So
all right, let's listen to the one voicemail, because we're at an hour and 13, and I got to bail because it's almost dinner time.
Usually when we are going off on a tangent that I find either uninteresting or that I don't feel is entertaining, I'm the one that will gently steer us away from it. You right here, sir, you just did an excellent job of doing that to me. So thank you very much. I'm very aware that you were.
I wasn't trying to get you off track. I was just trying to get on track with my dinner. I know. Hold on a second. It's literally 4:39 here, just so you know. But dinner is at an early time tonight in the Sandler Flazane's house. We have one of JJ's clients here who prefers to eat dinner on the early side. So that sounds like you're making an excuse. Like she likes to eat. She likes to eat at 4:30. I'll take that. My normal dinner time is 5:00, but I'll eat at 4:30 because I'll make the sacrifice. If you eat dinner at 4:30 or 5:00, you still have time to eat again before you go to bed.
So our turnkey trip, which is next weekend, if anybody's going to be in Vegas next weekend, you need to reach out to us and we'll buy you a beer and come and hang out with us and our team, our turnkey team. On Friday, Doug and JJ are going to be driving in. They're going to get in around 4:00, right? And so I was trying to figure out, how are we all going to get together? What are we going to do for Friday, right? So Jenny Bellinger and her boyfriend, Marcel, are going to be coming in. Everybody else will be in early. But JJ, I keep saying JJ, Jenny and Marcel will not be arriving until about 6:15 in the evening. So I'm like trying to plan and schedule and stuff, right? And I'm thinking, okay, well, let's see, they get in at 6:15, so they would probably get to the hotel by 6:30, maybe 7:00. We could do dinner at 7:30. Oh, that's not going to fucking work. So as Doug knows, what did I say to you about what we're going to do Friday? I'm like, I think we'll just do dinner early, like a casual dinner earlier, like 5:15, 5:30. And you were like, oh, that sounds like a great plan. Like, if Jenny, if you're listening, and I don't think she is, I absolutely positively was not trying to exclude you from dinner. No. But trust me, if we planned dinner for 7:15 or 7:30, Doug would be either fucking asleep or hangry already. So it's let's just not even fight it.
I'd have been driving all day. It's a little long. It's a little late. And, probably wouldn't work really to my advantage to have dinner. For the whole team's benefit, we really should eat nice and early.
So I want to make sure I was taking all of that into consideration when I said that I was thinking about you.
Have you ever felt like I did not think that you were a considerate person? Late, tardy, all of those things. Yes, I could definitely, not having a formal relationship with time, all of those things, maybe not being 100% as customer focused as I know that you think that you are.
No.
All of those
let's put it this way. Hang on. Not as 100% customer focused as I would like to be all the time. I don't disagree with that. I hate to say that, but you're right. There are times where I slack. It's not that I think you are trying to hold us to an
unrealistic.
Thank you.
Right.
Words are fucking hard.
I'm here to help you.
Right. An unrealistic, level that we're trying to make. I know that sometimes I just fucking slip. I appreciate the level that you hold us to with our customers. And I agree that we 100% should, and I don't always.
As you say that, I think about, in the past week or two, or maybe month, or I don't know how many, it hasn't been very often, but the text message every once in a while that I write, just thinking from the customer's perspective, if I were to look, every time there is an issue with a client of ours that is a service issue, like they have a question about something and we have to take care of something for them, not because we've done anything at fault, but just because they have a question and we need to resolve something for them. I always think as they are sending this and as I am receiving it, I never look at it as the owner of the company. I always look at it as, if I am a customer and I'm asking this question of the owner of the company or a founder of the company or even service of the company, how do I want to be responded to? And that for me is the best test, because when I do that, I completely take myself out of it as I don't have to make a decision as the company owner. I want to make a decision as the person that was sending the message. So when I send the message to you saying, let me think about this. If I'm the customer and I don't know how to say it to you other than, if I am the customer and I'm looking at this, what would I be thinking? Because I think for a moment, well, of course he's thinking that way. And then I have to catch myself, because it's not that it's bad not to think that way. I just think that sometimes, to my fault, I think in that direction.
Okay, I'm going to give you my perspective on that. You remember when we were getting Turnkey going and we were struggling and we were putting all the time and all the work in, and sometimes you would ask me for the flywheel speech?
Yes.
And other times I would feel the need to give you the flywheel speech, even sometimes when you don't ask for it, right?
Right.
When I get a text from you that says, from the customer perspective, that's the perspective I see it from. In other words, I cannot remember one time when you've sent me a text or email like that where I've thought to myself, fuck you, Doug, you're an asshole. I'm always thinking to myself, you know what? He's really just trying to help me see the forest for the trees, because where I am right now, and this happens to me, right? Like if something is going wrong, where sometimes, first of all, if it's the team's fault, I'm annoyed that I don't have the right stops in place to have it automatically fix itself.
Yep.
If I'm at fault, I'm even more pissed about it, right? And when that happens, I can get myopic. And it's like, I just want to fix the fucking problem. And I need that reminder of, from the customer perspective. So trust me, when you send those, I do not take it in a negative way. I do not get angry about it. It really is, I hear you saying, Strickland, the customer is what's important. Stop, take a breath, put a pin in fixing the problem just for a minute. Look at it from the customer perspective. And then after you have dealt with that, then you can pull the pin out and actually fix the problem.
And if I just want to, because you're in this very giving space right now of sharing, you're in a very good sharing space right now. I want to throw one more thing, if I could, at you while you are open-minded to what I'm saying. And I appreciate you saying that you don't get angry, because sometimes I think as I'm sending this message, he's going to be fucking pissed at me when I say that, when I send this message. But the thing that I would remind you of when you say that and you send back the message, I just want to fix it. Yeah. I want to even say, before you go and fix it, can you alert the customer that you're going to fix it?
And a text like that would be perfect, because you're exactly right. That is 100% what happens.
You go right into fix it mode.
I get completely myopic into, I'm so fucking pissed that this is broken, whether it's the team, whether it's me, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That all I can think about, I'm like fucking ADD like that. All I can think about is fixing the problem. And I forget sometimes that from the customer perspective, look, I could be doing all kinds of fucking work into this, but the customer doesn't know.
They don't know. They have no idea. I want to tell them how hard I'm about to go to work for them. And in that way, because you, and I know you realize this after the fact, but during the fact, when you go to work for the customer and you remind them that you're going to work for them to solve this problem that we've probably caused to begin with anyway, or maybe they did and didn't realize that they were putting a huge fly in the ointment. Like we have one customer, very high maintenance, very in the beginning stage. We know that this is going to level out to be a great customer, very good paying customer, but right now really challenging, a lot of hoops that we have to jump through in order to get the show out to the public, and then making sure that we're kind of like modelly coddling the customer at the same time. When you say to a customer, I'm about to fix this problem, you've now bought yourself additional time.
Yeah.
And you don't have to say I'm getting right on it, or
right.
I think a typical answer for you is I am on it. Now, I appreciate the fact that you say that you're on it. It gives me a little sense of comfort that you're on it, even though sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean that you're on it. However, if you, instead of saying you're on it, it's I'm working on it, I'm going to fix this thing, I will have a response to you in, by tomorrow morning at this time, or later on this afternoon, or on Monday if it's a Friday afternoon, or it's a Friday afternoon and you get it done by Monday, but you actually get it finished by Saturday, and you can send them the I fixed it, I'm working on the weekend for you. You don't have to say that, they know that. Right. But the whole idea behind it is when you tell them that, you've just bought yourself some additional time, which is so great. And when you tell me that you're going to fix the problem and I don't get the vibe that you're going to communicate with the customer, I go back to the customer and say, hey, Strickland and the team are working on this issue, and we will get this done. I don't know exactly when it's going to be done, but I'm thinking this is going to take about a day or two to resolve. Now I'm in it too. I don't want to be in it. I don't want to be in it. But I know that it wasn't taken care of, not because the problem isn't being resolved, but because the communication with the client, which is paramount, hasn't been taken care of, because our team hasn't learned that 100% yet. And the only two examples of that are going to be you and me.
Yeah. And, so the first part is like, sometimes I get so focused that I forget to do that. The other thing is, like, sometimes if it's something really stupid, or especially if it's something that I fucked up, it's like, I'm embarrassed. And I don't want to communicate with them until it's fixed because I'm embarrassed about it, but that's the wrong answer, right? That's totally the wrong answer. Yeah. I just need to say, hey, I fucked up. I'm really sorry. I am working on this. And it's 100% right, but sometimes I need to be reminded. So well,
the expression that I've used over and over again, I started with the agency, and probably before the agency in 1997 when I started with them, or 98, it's mistakes are bound to happen. It's what happens next that really counts. And that is so true. People love when you admit that there is a mistake, and people are so forgiving. It's when you put the blame on somebody else, which we never do, but you ignore the fact that there's a problem to begin with, and you just show up with the solution. That's okay. But man, I'll take the mental IOU when I say, hey, look, I screwed up. I'm really sorry. It doesn't mean you have to give them any money back. They're not even looking for money back. They're just looking for the solution. And when we can come up with a solution and communicate with them at the same time, holy shit, that's like the recipe for huge success, no matter what the business is.
So if you've made it this hour and 20 minutes into the show, finally we get to business advice and therapy with Doug and Strick. There you go.
Well, this is where we're heading. This is the next path, because podcasting is not forever. I hope that podcasting stays around forever, but in the eventuality that it fades, like everything else that's good in life does, there is a world of opportunity for you and me in business coaching, you in process, me in relationship and selling. It's a service that you deliver that has no overhead, that requires nobody other than you and me to do it. And this is an environment that pays big, big dollars. I just think that is the next iteration of where we're, turnkey systems. We go from turnkey podcast production to turnkey systems. It's like, oh, there's another great name for a company that it says what it really does, turnkey and systems.
Yep.
Okay, let's get to the voicemail. I got meals to eat.
Okay.
I can't hear anything, just so you know.
Oh, God. Too many fucking settings. No headphones, microphone.
We'll get this right.
No, everyone. This is headphones. This should be working. I definitely shared. Oh, hang on. The problem is I got my computer setting to it. I was listening on computer speakers earlier. I think I got to do both.
That's what it is.
I did share sound, but there's like 3 different places it could go wrong, and I didn't check them all. So hold on. Here we go.
Okay.
We got a voicemail from Jared. I said,
I want to let everybody know that rest assured, if you're going to come out to see me tonight at Mulligan's to come see the band, I do sing better than that guy.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. It's not saying a lot, but
I want to know how many filters were put on that singer. Is he still living, or has he died from consumption?
I think he would really do with a little auto tune that could help a lot. Well, as much as it could. I don't know. Let's get to the voicemail.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Erica here.
Hey, Erica.
Just commenting, Strickland, I'm completely in agreement with you about the Wes Anderson movies, and not particularly a huge fan of that kind of style and things not looking, I don't know, maybe real would be the word. They look contrived.
Right.
But given that I'm also a movie aficionado, I would say, I would definitely recommend, if you never have gone, get yourself as a treat to the Sundance Film Festival in Utah, but specifically treat yourself to staying at Robert Redford's Sundance Resort, where the movie screen, viewing screen is right there on the site. It's always in January for the most part. Anyway, it's just a wonderful thing to do, and you can see all kinds of wonderful films and for a week if you want, and have a phenomenal time. So just recommending that you get yourself over to Sundance Film Festival. It's really cool. All right, that's it. Love you guys. Love the show. I'm going to go back and listen to the rest.
That would be cool as shit. I would love to go to Sundance sometime. I've never been to I don't remember this. Oh, Park City. I think it's in Park City, Utah. Yeah, it looks really cool.
You know, it's a write-off. We take our podcast equipment and everything's a write-off, Strickland. You know,
and it's interesting. So what Emily said, and thank you so much for calling, Emily, that Wes Anderson films, the look, the vibe.
It was Erica.
I'm sorry. I was thinking about Emily because I was thinking.
You're always thinking about Emily.
Well, that's true. Don't tell her. Don't tell her. Because I was thinking that I wonder if Emily is a Wes Anderson fan. I feel like maybe she might be, but Erica said his look, it's stylized, but it's contrived. And that's the perfect word, right? It's not realistic. It's a very specific look. It's very contrived. Like you can see a Wes Anderson movie and you know immediately it's a Wes Anderson movie, but it completely, so that part of it visually takes me out of the story a bit. Like I guess for some people it draws them in.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I agree with you.
Some people are like, oh, it's like I'm looking at this beautiful painting. I'm like, nah, it kind of takes me out of it. But also his scripts, I think, and he's gotten, like Quentin Tarantino, I think he's gotten more and more indulgent as his movies have gotten more popular. Like early on, he was like, oh, I'm going to put little bits and pieces of this kind of weirdness in. And as people like it, it's like, oh, I'm going to make everything weirdness. And it's like, it just makes me uncomfortable.
It's like when you see a really good photograph and you're looking at the photograph, whether it's a nature photo or a photo of a person, and you're looking at the details in the photo, like I'm looking at the ducks on the pond and all that, and you're thinking and you feel like you could be a part, except for Strickland because he hates nature. You feel like you could be in that photo, but when you look at an abstract painting, you're like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? It's like it takes you out of the subject. It doesn't put you in. At least that's where art. I know we're going to get a lot of emails about this, Strickland. I know this. I don't see film for the art of the I don't know what the imagery on the screen. There are shit. I don't want to dig myself into a hole that I can't get out of. I know that when I see beautiful scenery on a film, I'm looking at the scenery. When I see something that is abstract, I'm not looking at the scenery. I'm thinking about something other than the scenery. That's kind of what I meant to say.
You know, it's interesting because I agree. I like to just kind of get lost in the storyline, but I just thought of a great exception to that. Have you seen the animated Spider-Man movies, like the multiverse, Spider-Man and the multiverse? And
no.
Oh my fucking God. Okay, so they're animated, right? But the animation style is like nothing you have ever seen before. I don't know if you would like it because it's a lot. I mean, it just fucking attacks you. But to me, in a great way.
Okay.
It's just this crazy cool. There's so much going on and over the top, but it helps tell this great story. And so for me personally, that's one place where it's like I wouldn't call it contrived, because I think contrived is sort of a derogatory term. And Erica, I appreciate you putting that out there, because I agree with Wes Anderson movies are contrived. But this Spider-Man animation style is really like stylized, and I just think it's super cool. But I think for me, that's the exception and not the rule.
All right, that concludes another episode of Politics, Movie Reviews, Netflix Reviews. What else did we cover today?
Oh, God, so much.
God,
Airstreams and
we did
fucking
hobbies.
trucks and hobbies and shit like that.
All
Yeah,
right,
I would love to get a call, 4242 DJ Doug, from anybody who either likes or dislikes Wes Anderson movies, and anyone who likes or dislikes the Spider-Man animated. The first one came out like 2 years ago. The other one came out like 6 months ago. And to me, they are fucking brilliant. Both of them are absolutely amazing.
Dinner on the table at 5. I got to run. Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Thanks for listening. Bartender, Doug here's going to have a Cosmo, and Strickland is going to have a Fireball on the rocks. Not the little glass. Yeah, the big one, the 24-ouncer. Oh, and they'd both like a little umbrella. Just give me the bottle and charge them as much as you can.